Hi children, good morning. Our today's topic is motivation. Now let's see what is motivation. Motivation means to provide someone with a motive. That means it is a complex force inspiring a person to work, to utilize his capacity willingly for achieving certain objective. It is a process of arousing action, sustaining the activity in progress and regulating the pattern of activity. It also attracts and initiates action and also serve as a factor in the continuation of activity and until the objective have been attained. Now let's see what all are the characteristics of motivation. First, motivation is a psychological process. The concept of motivation is psychological, through which a new concept toward the work is created in the mind of man. Next, motivation is a continuous process. Motivation is not a one-time activity. It is required on a continuous basis if the enterprises is to run smoothly for the best and early disposal of work. The techniques of motivation may be different for different person. The level of motivation is directly related with the efficiency of worker. Next is motivation is related to human being. We cannot motivate a company, a firm or a municipal corporation as they are artificial person, but we can motivate the chairman or manager of it. Next, motivation is productivity. A good motivation system induces subordinates to work effectively and efficiently. Since motivation is directly related to output, productivity increases. Next is motivation increases the morale of employee. Morale is the self-desire to work and motivation is the way to increase morale. The mental urge to work increases due to motivation. So these all were the characteristics of motivation. Now let's see what all are the objective or aims of motivation. First, motivation aims in achieving the objective. Motivation aims at promoting coordination between employer and employee also. Motivation provides job satisfaction and reduces the absenteeism. Next is motivation aims increasing productivity and efficiency of the organization. Motivation also aim at need satisfaction of employees as employee welfare measure lead to the job satisfaction. Next is need and importance of motivation. The primary task of a manager is to contribute activities which help to achieve the mission and goal of an enterprises or of any department. Clearly to guide people's activity is desired direction requiring knowing to the best of any manager's ability what leads people to things which motivate them. Now let's see what all are the importance of motivation. First, job satisfaction. Now let's see what all are the importance of motivation. First, job satisfaction. When employees are properly motivated, they use their professional ability to their maximum to show better results. And this helps in implementation of plans and procedures as per the schedule and thereby achieving target. Next importance is achieving target within time. The objective of an enterprise is not only to achieve the target but also to achieve the target in proper time. So long the laborers have no desire to work, the achievement of target is not possible. So, motivation is important to maintain the laborers' desire to work. Next importance, increase in production. The objective of an enterprise is to produce goods at minimum cost. Sales and consequently profits are dependent upon production. So, for the best and maximum protection, it is necessary that employees should be motivated for more work. Next is reduction in absenteeism. In today's world, labor turnover and labor absenteeism have become a great problem. Due to labor turnover, recruitment problem arises and side by side time and money are wasted to impart knowledge of work methods to the new laborer. And the main reason of labor absenteeism is monotony. So, attractive motivational scheme bring about satisfaction to employee, and by this their commitment to the organization increases, and this means reduces employee turnover. Next is interest in work. Interest or desire cannot be created by force or fear. Due to the absence of proper motivation, disinterest towards the work in employee arises. So, to maintain interest and dedication towards work, it is necessary to motivate the employees from time to time. Next is helps in employees' satisfaction. Motivation helps in satisfying individual as well as group needs of employee. It results in the voluntary coordination and cooperation of the employees, and this helps to achieve the goal faster. Now let's see what all are the types of motivation. Motivation is basically it is classified into two: positive motivation and negative motivation. Under positive motivation, further classification is made: monetary motivation and non-monetary motivation. Now let's see what is positive motivation. Positive motivation is a process of attempting to influencing others to do your will through the possibility of gain or reward. And under the positive motivation, the subdivision is monetary motivation and non-monetary motivation. So let's see what is monetary motivation. Monetary motivation means when the desire of any person is satisfied in terms of money, then it is called as monetary motivation. For example, salary, allowance, bonus, gratuity, leave salary, this all comes under the monetary motivation. Next is non-monetary motivation. When a person is satisfied in any other way apart from the money, then it is called as non-monetary motivation. Non-monetary motivation is not at all connected with money. Non-monetary motivation are the psychological rewards or the rewards enhanced the position that can be secured in the work organization. Examples we can say: safety of job, opportunities of promotion, status, recognition, participation in management, job satisfaction. This all comes under the non-monetary motivation. Now let's see in detail the non-monetary motivation or incentives. First is job security. For some employee, this is an equally important motivator. Job security implies that an employee would continue on the job in the same plant or elsewhere, and that he shall enjoy economic and social security through the health and welfare programs like providing security against sickness, unemployment, disability, old age and death. Okay. Job security may be provided by properly regularizing the amount of work that must be done, by fixing the hours of work, and by finding out the work for those who have been rendered. Next is opportunities of promotion. Every person desires to promote his career till he reaches the highest authority level, and for this he works with full interest and dedication. So, it is the responsibility of the employer that he should make suitable arrangement for the promotional prospect. Efficient, able and experienced employees should be given the benefit of promotion. Next is reward and punishment. Reward refers to the appreciation or recognition and the efficiency of the worker, whereas punishments serve as a negative motivation. In other words, it prohibits a person from performing undesirable action. Next is status. Status refers to the social rank of a person. Management often tries to satisfy egoistic needs by establishing status symbol and distinction in its organization. Next, favorable work environment. Both physical and mental environment in the organization should be conducive to work. In the absence of a good work environment, the worker gets disturbed and is not able to put his or her best. The management should try to remove the irritant with creep in and the spoil the environment. Next is recognition. Recognition satisfies human need for esteem by others and for self-esteem. This recognition may be shown in the form of praise or a pat on the shoulder of the employee, or a recommendation for promotion or assignment of more interesting work. Next is stimulating leadership. Leadership can be expressed as the total function performed by the person as an individual and in a group. A good leader motivates his employees for high level of performance, and hence grant of leadership may act as a motivating factor. Next is job enrichment. Job enrichment is concerned about making the same job more important and challenging for the workers. Hence, it would provide an opportunity for the employee in their psychological growth within a given framework. He is given the freedom to think and act. It brings about job satisfaction. Next is participation in management. Subordinates should be encouraged to participate in the decision making process. For example, if the targets are set after having due consultation with the subordinates, they may feel wanted and try to put in their best for the organization. Now next, let's see Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation. Since motivation is highly complex, many researchers have studied about motivation from several dimensions and developed some theory. Among these, Maslow's need hierarchy theory is considered fundamental to understanding of motivation. Let us examine it in detail. Here, his theory was based on human needs. He felt that within every human being there exists a hierarchy of 5 needs, and these are basic psychological needs, safety or security needs, affiliation and belonging needs, esteem needs, self-actualization needs. Let's see this in detail. First, basic psychological needs. These needs are most basic in the hierarchy and corresponds to the primary needs. Example, hunger, thirst, shelter, sleep are some of the examples. In the organization context, basic needs are salary, helps to satisfy these needs. Next comes security needs. These needs provide security and protection from the physical and emotional harm. Example, job security, stability of income, pension plans, etc. Next is affiliation or belonging need. These needs refers to affection, sense of belongingness, acceptance and friendship. Next is esteem needs. This include factors such as self-respect, status, recognition and attention. Next is self-actualization need. It is the highest level of need in the hierarchy. It refers to the drive to become what one is capable of becoming. These needs include growth, self-fulfillment and achievement of goals. Maslow's theory is based on the following assumption. First, people's behavior is based on their needs. Satisfaction of such need influences their behavior. Second assumption, people's needs are in hierarchical order, starting from the basic need to the other higher level of needs. Third, a satisfied need can no longer motivate a person, only the next higher level need can motivate him. Next is that a person moves to the next higher level of the hierarchy only when the lower need is satisfied. Maslow's theory focuses on the needs as the basis for motivation. This theory is widely recognized and appreciated. It helps the manager to realize that need level of employee should be identified to provide motivation to them. Okay, thank you.